unless you want me to do something like this. Yo, NappingWhileCamping people! Today's special feature, Honda Element camper build. Woo, woo, woo.
Stay tuned. Welcome to NappingWhileCamping. I'm your host, Tara. Today, I'm featuring a Honda Element camper build. Are you excited? Wait till you see the stuff that is custom built inside of this Honda Element. One of the coolest cars out there, I might have to say. First, let me introduce you to my very special guest star and friend for like 100 years, Dr. Felicia Dombrowski, and her wonderful new dog, Stella.
Hello, everyone. You can just call me Dr. Phil for short. I don't need to be Felicia.
We love Dr. Phil. Okay, just to clear things up, we introduced you as Dr. Phil. Tell me about Dr. Phil. Are you really a doctor?
Oh, okay. Well, yes and no. I do have a doctorate of philosophy from Penn State University in Recreation, Parks, and Tourism Management. But so I'm not a medical doctor. Oddly, I am an EMT though. But anyway, that's aside. My full name is Felicia with a PHIL, and my students, I now teach at Winona State University in Minnesota. Great program. My students there call me Dr. Phil because most people just called me Phil since I was like 15 years old. So now that I have a PhD, instead of Dr. Dombrowski, which sounds, I don't know, kind of official, a lot of people just call me Dr. Phil. Does that make some sense?
Absolutely.
Great.
I just call you my friend.
Ah.
My first question to you, Dr. Phil, what drew you to the Honda Element?
Oh, I actually fell in love with the Honda Element well before I could afford to buy one. I think they started in '03. Unfortunately, the year before in '02, I bought another Honda Civic SI for my significant other. Stupid thing to do. Don't ever do that when you're 29. Because then the next year when they came out with a Honda Element, I'm like, this is my dream car. Yes, it was the marketing and everything, but I'm a very outdoorsy person. I like carrying a bunch of stuff. But I wasn't really a pickup truck person at that point. And I wanted a Honda Element. Finally, after that fiasco part of life ended, I don't know, maybe 10 years later, probably about so, I ended up buying my first Honda Element, which was in '05. Stick shift, of course. Tan, khaki tan Honda Element is what they say they are. I still have that one. I love it. And I bought that one and used it a lot for canoeing, canoe team, and so forth. And then when I went to Minnesota, I went from Pennsylvania to Minnesota, and then I tried to speak like a Minnesotan sometimes. I don't think it works. I decided that khaki tan Element might not make it back and forth across the country anymore. So I bought one with a few less miles. So then I got this black '06 stick shift also. Honda Element, and I'm delighted with it. And yeah, I love these cars. If I could buy 3, 4 more, I would. A, it cost a little bit. B, I don't have the storage, but I love them.
Next question, what spurred your camping build?
Well, I love going outdoors and seeing a lot of different places. I had some physical limitations that crept up on me a few years ago at the age of 48, which means I couldn't do a lot of walking. So I said, well, if I can't do backpacking, hiking, can't try to do parts of the Appalachian Trail, never do the whole thing. That's a lot. I had friends who did that. And also I had another dog at the time who had recently passed. I have Stella now, but I'm a dog person. I need a way to have my dog with me, and who's pulling me right now. And she sees a squirrel, I think. But yeah, I wanted a place and a space, and I love doing minor carpentry. I don't have any formal training, but my grandpa taught me how to use power tools when I was like 12 or 13. He said, you need to be able to learn how to use these. And I still have his tools, and I still use them, and I said, I want to build this, and I did. All
right, tell me about your roof rack.
My roof rack. I found this on Facebook Marketplace, like, I don't know, 50 bucks, and I sanded it down a bit, painted it over, and stuck it up here. I think I went through a few different types of clamps, but I finally settled on those. I'm pretty happy with. It made a lot of noise, which roof racks do. So I bought a wind deflector off of Amazon, but I couldn't get all the right parts to stay up. Ooh, look, ooh, I have to fix that. It's even popped out there because I couldn't get the right parts for this pipe. But I bought this wind deflector to get it to stay out. I took a piece off of, for drills, there's like for tools, like a tool rack, and I just stuck that up there, and that works great. And I don't get any noise, deflects my wind, works really well. All right, side steps. On my other Honda Element, it already came with side steps, my tan one, and it even had like a brush guard in the front. Like, it was really nice. So when I got this one, I just don't like it without side steps. So I drove to Eau Claire, Wisconsin, which is about an hour and a half away from where I live in Winona, Minnesota, to pick these up from someone else who took them off their car. And a little bit of a debacle putting them on, but I bought jacks. I jacked up the car, and I figured out how to crawl under there and how to make it work, and it took a while, but I did that last summer. Also last summer, I backed my car up in my driveway onto some ramps, and I crawled under here, did some drilling and stuff, and got me a Class 3 hitch, because I wanted to not be able to just pull something, which is, I guess, Class 1 or 2 hitch, but a Class 3 hitch, I can actually put a tray on the back if I need to and hold it. And, one of my dreams is to eventually get a spare tire on the outside with a swing-out rack, and I need to have a Class 3 hitch for that. So that's one of my eventual dreams, so I got that. And I also haul a canoe trailer sometimes, so I have my lighting and stuff hooked up and rigged to that. That was fun to put together. I forgot to say, after reading others' recommendations, I bought a Curt hitch, and I am thrilled with it. Glad I went with Curt. So this is the Eletent by Rain Dean, and I love it. I bought it early in the season last year, maybe earlier, but Tara, I asked you, should I buy this? Should I buy this? Oh my gosh, I do want to spend the money. I don't want to spend the money. No regrets. Thank you so much for agreeing. Sometimes you need a good friend to tell you that. But it's wonderful. It attaches up here by Velcro all around. It also has a few snaps to put on. That snap I crushed already quite a bit, so I have to put a new one in. But it snaps on here for a little extra stability. I have snaps in the bottom corners as well. And it's great. It has a screen right here, and I could also there's a part here down for privacy that I could drop down as well, little Velcro attachments. And it works fantastic. I love it. I love it.
Hey, welcome to the navigation seat.
The navigation center. So this I put in about 3 years ago to because it's an older car, and I like to be able to navigate and show Google Maps, and everything will come up on here, and I could just see it here as well. I did buy the cheaper version, only like 120 bucks instead of the $300 version, so it does take a few seconds for everything to work, but hey, I'll pay for that in patience, not a problem. I also recently got my ham radio license, KF0LMU as my call sign, so I did install a ham radio into my car. It's a Yaesu FTM 300D. People like to know that kind of stuff that are into ham radio, so that's what I put in here.
Awesome. And I noticed up here is the antenna.
Oh yeah, that's a ham radio antenna, and I lost one in Minnesota on the highway. So this was the most recent thing I built for my center console. It's not finished yet. I still have to put some more things here around the e-brake, but it works well. I'm going to show you that I can put glasses here and so forth. My Nalgene doesn't exactly fit in, but I have a little strap that I can pull up, put other things down here if I need to. Okay. This I think I did pretty good on the jigsaw over here, and this can flip up, and I could put items in here that I don't use very often, pair of readers, let's see, an extra flashlight, some hand lotion, other things like that I don't use very often. On this part, I'm pretty happy with. This is a larger part right now. Since I'm traveling, I have some cuties and some nuts in here. It's kind of like my foodstuffs that I want easy access to, but I don't want the dog to get to. In my previous iteration of this console, this is my version 1, in the prototype, I actually had a hole cut in here, and for my last dog, Gusty, she's a little older, and I had her water dish just cut right in here, which was pretty awesome. But Stella's pretty happy with using this as her water, which is another really cool thing. You just push on it, water comes up here, and you let go, and the water slides back down the straw. It's wonderful. I keep this up here all the time. She lets me know when she's thirsty.
What brand is that?
Oh, I couldn't tell you, but a bunch of different ones make it. This one says Springer on it, but there's a bunch of different ones to get. Now this, something else I want to tell you about. My grandpa hauled cars from Detroit, so he never wanted me to modify anything in my car when I was younger. I remember that. He hauled cars. He's a car truck driver. But I finally went and I glued this down. Ooh, some people will hate that. But my dog, Gusty, previous to Stella, used to love to stand up in front here and put her paws here. And I didn't want it to be slippery. So I said, you know what? My dog is more important. I could find a replacement piece if I want to. And this piece I love. This keeps my dog from losing her front paws to the giant abyss. And it pulls out real easy. If I have a passenger, I can stick this in the back. And I have a ton of storage down here. I actually keep my laundry down here. Some other items. I keep extra water, my tool bag. But again, if I have, you know, a passenger riding with me, I can go ahead and just flip this up and put it in the back. So this is wonderful. I love this part. Stella likes it too. Go. So we were just talking about my console. Right now it's modular, and I have an old scrap piece of wood here. It's not the exact. Like, I need to cut this a little differently because I want this to end right where right where my bed starts. But the cool thing about it being modular is I can actually pick it up and put something like my wallet underneath there that's stealthy, so that if someone comes and tries to look and root around for things, they might not find it, but might not if I want to leave it there. But you now know where it is. Anyway, so when I'm driving back and forth from Minnesota to Pennsylvania, and I sleep in a rest stop, I don't use the tent. I keep my doors locked, and I will be in the driver's seat, and I'll turn around and I'll grab my dog bags are here, the leashes are kept here, I know where everything is. This is essentially the dog central, aside from like a raincoat in here. No, it's pretty much dog central. What I also do is I could reach over here, and this is on the side of the new cabinet build that I did, and this is my headlamp is always here, so I always know where it is. I could just reach back and grab it if I need to see something. Okay. Also, I have paper towels rigged up here for now. I'll probably change this a little bit, but I don't like to use paper towels as much. Sometimes I have to, but I'd rather rinse my hand, just use a regular towel. So I have this towel hanging here. I have some room that I could hang that in as well. Another cool thing that I recently added, if you look down a little bit, this water jug. So when I'm camping, I can have this move out here a bit, and I'm able to get some water from here, fill my container if I want it to.
Fill it up.
Dr. Phil says, fill up your container, drink a lot of water. See, and I even put stuff on here like this belongs to Phil because I lose stuff all the time. Yeah. And so I kind of know where my Nalgene's are here, but I could fill this up. And let's say that it's, I'm at a rest stop. I want to get water. I don't want to open my doors to get water. I can actually turn this around, and I can get water from right here. So I can fill the dog water bowls. I can fill my water containers. Either way, I can go with this. I'm so delighted with this option. One of my favorite tiny little ads, just having clothespins here and easily accessible for camping, drying stuff, putting stuff in the clothesline, close up a paper bag with, I don't know, chips or delightful things in it or whatever. So my underbed storage, things that are important to me to have. Underneath there I have a tire iron. I also like to keep this Craftsman air compressor. I can plug it in. I have some battery packs here, and I have them stored in my tools, the same batteries that I use for my drill and for my, I have a small saw as well, so I keep that shoved in the back because I don't use it very much. I like to have access to this. It's my battery charger for my vehicle that my brother gave me. Thank you, Gerard. And I also have in here, oh, I just turned it on, a battery pack that for Westinghouse that I can use to charge charge other things, plug things into, use for my laptop, etc. So, and these are, let's see, these boxes from the 80s or 90s. Rubbermaid Keepers Clear Box. If you have any, I'll buy them from you. They fit so well under here. So that stays under here, easy access. Also my first aid kit. I used to have it fit right here, but with the new console I built, it's just like a ½ an inch too small. But I want to make sure my first aid kit is easily accessible.
All right, we opened up the back. Let's take a look at all this marvelousness.
So first I'm going to talk to you about my cabinet build. This I would call version 1. I had a prototype before this that I made out of scrap wood and 2x4s, a little heavy and clunky, but I used it for a year. Tara, I'll throw you a picture of it if you want to put it in for a flash, you can. But what my idea was for this build was that I could sit here on this couch and I could do some work here. I know, work out in an Element, but I could look out this window and have that view. So I wanted to be able to drive with, it was Gusty at the time, but now Stella, my dog, and you know, go roam around, go hiking, whatever, and then come back with my laptop and be able to sit, and I have room here above my head, and do some things here. So that was my inspiration for this, and why I didn't want to put a full cabinet into the whole thing. I've seen some of the other ones that are available for sale. I've seen other people's ideas, and they just didn't fit what I was looking for. So I built this. Here's some, I guess I'll start with all the features of it. I really like having a longer table here and more room here. I'm a canoeer, a paddler. Sometimes I have my booties or my gloves or wet stuff, and it's in a container, and I don't want to put the container on my bed. I don't want to put the container up here. So I just put the bin right here, or I could even lay wet stuff on the ground. It's fine. So recently I also installed a few, it's like a dish drying thing. So if I need to hang a couple things off here, instead of letting all the wet stuff sit together, I can do that. But again, this isn't really for dish towels. This is for just like my recreational gear. One of my favorite compartments that the Honda Element makes is this cute little one right here, and I keep random junk and screws in there, but I love this one. I didn't want to build over that. I was pretty excited about that. In both sides there's pockets. This side I keep anything car related. Well, these are my magnets for magnet fishing. I have an extra flashlight down there, but I keep my hitch or my hitch cover things in here so I don't lose them. I'm notorious for losing things, so I have to put stuff back where it belongs. All right, so let's start with the bottom of the cabinet and we'll work our way up. So, now I'll put it all up here. All these things in this cabinet, both of these open out and they have magnet closures, which I'm excited about. But this one is where I keep all of my kitchen things. Now, I do not cook inside of my Element. I do not plan on it ever cooking inside of my Element. But I have a ton of things in here. I have some hooks that I hold this up on, and this has all of my silverware, cooking things, scraper, screens, stuff like that. This hangs in the front, so it's easy to get to. I have my BioLite in here, which is wonderful. If you haven't heard of them, oh my gosh, these are amazing. You don't have to cook with fuel. You could find things to cook with. It's wonderful. This is for my BioLite. I also have a little grill, and I think what Tara said is that we're going to be, excuse me, I think what Tara said is that I'll show you my cooking setup outside. I also have, oh, let's see, I have, whoa, I still have some water in my tea kettle. Oh, what brand is this? I looked around for some brands, but I am afraid that I will lose the lid to it, so I have put a chain on it myself because I said I lose things, let's put a chain on it. So I have this fits in there. What else fits in here? This, my mess kit fits in there. I have a Ziploc bag full of towels in there. And I haven't been able to find my pour over coffee, so I'm kind of using a funnel right now, but what are you going to do? Oh, and I have a little kitchen sink in there. I think I bought this 30 years ago. I could show you real quick. So I don't have to bring an extra bucket and find a place to put a bucket in here. This is for doing dishes, pops open, and once you put water in here, it'll stay, like it won't leak out like a balloon or a bathing cap. It just kind of sits like that. You can put water in there. Also, these fell out, but they were in there too. I have room for a small basin, a couple bowls, and I think I have 2 plastic plates in there. So this is a huge compartment. I could put a lot in here. And oh, a little shout out. This is RCRA, the organization changed their name to RecNet, Recreation Experience Community Network. I belong to that. I'm on their board of directors, and it's a great professional association. Woohoo! And this is their hand sanitizer, and I have it hanging here, so you never know when you need that, right before you're cooking or after you're cooking. I also have in here some pocket bellows that I got from Kevin. I have some silverware that's too big to fit in the other container. Let's see, an extra pocket knife. I have some water sanitizer if I need it, or purifier, excuse me. Ooh, these fire lighters are awesome. I love them. I have matches in there too. I love how these work. And they can only strike on this box, and they're very light feeling, but I have a whole box full of them. I use these for my BioLite. So all of this is in here, and the nice part is, if I'm cooking right outside my driver's side door, I don't have to get all the way in. I could just like sit down here. I know where everything is. Everything's in a specific spot so that it all fits, and I just grab it and I bring it out. So it's very, very convenient for that. All right, so in this bottom compartment, I don't have a door for it yet. I might do some bungees on there, but I have things like flea and tick stuff. I have like my window cleaner because when I drive from Minnesota, I have a lot of bugs. My hair gel doesn't fit anywhere else. So kind of just other large stuff that I have over there. In here, I was thinking about building a little, another little shelf or a drawer here, which I still might for a top here. But I found that one of these containers that I owned fits perfectly in there. So I keep some personal items in here, you know, nail files, another pocket knife, mirror, a couple small notebooks, phone charger things, some toiletries. I have that in here, and it fits really nicely. Oh. I need to do this drawer too, but we'll come back to this also when the bed is open. But essentially, this has all of my dog items in here. And again, this one's pretty deep too, goes pretty far in. But I'll show you the setup for Stella once the bed is out. I'm probably going to paint this. I'm not going to take the time to stain it. I'll probably build another one next year anyway. But I have some coasters here of birds, of course. A cardinal and a house finch, just because when I put my drinks and stuff on here, I'd like to not make too much of a mess out of it. Since this is a workspace, I put just a small little bulletin board up here. It says Winona is my happy place. I'm from Winona, Minnesota. I have these lights up here that work really well as a night light, or they could work well to light up this little desk area. They run by battery. And I chose to build this top shelf up here, and it goes all the way across, and it's great for some longer items like aluminum foil, other utility items. I have extra Ziplocs up here. I have an extension cord with a 3-prong adapter, small extension cord, duct tape, extra bandanas. You never know when you need that. What else is up here? Oh, an extra light for being outside at night. I think it's just kind of utility items that I keep up here. They haven't flown out yet. And last, I want to show you this cabinet. Opens nicely. Pretty pleased with it. and I'm going to have to take this camera and show you what I have in here. Alright, we have a little bit of battery left, so I'm going to show you. I have a bottom compartment where I keep some food. It's kind of like my pantry. I do have a flask, but yes, it is empty because we are at a state park. I have any medications that I take over here so that I remember, along with foodstuffs. I have some coffee flavoring back there, coffee filters. This one goes pretty far back also. On the top shelf, I have this plastic container that pulls out nice. I have some onions. I have some other items in here, some balsamic vinegar, coconut, oil, and it's just some more utility I have over here. I got these at the dollar store, but they're not having to do with the pantry, but like pins and whatnot and stuff that I might need. So that all goes in this cabinet. Whoops, and the flask, which is empty. And I shut that, and it has a magnet closure. So I think I found these hooks maybe at the dollar store somewhere. These are supposed to like go over the door frame, so they're supposed to come out at a 90-degree angle and down, but I just put them in my vise, bent them with pliers, and they're perfect fit. So they just sneak right in here, they don't disturb or harm anything, and they're great. When I go canoeing or in spring and summer season, I keep things hanging from here. Like I hang my throw bag from here, I hang my bilge pump from in here, I put my booties in here, like, so I have all these stuff hung on here so I don't forget anything. And these are left over to hold on to my extra paddle. You never know when you're going to lose your paddle and need the second one. So what I do with my paddles and transporting them is I put the blade of the paddle here behind this. This is actually a thwart that I didn't screw into the Honda Element panel, but I put a piece of wood behind it. So this thwart's in here kind of loose, but I put my paddle blades behind it so they're all stay in one spot. And then I put the shaft here, and then I put the handles like right over here. So the paddles are always out of the way. I'm not going to drop things on them. They're not going to break. Someone's not going to, come in and tromps on them and sit on them or break them or something like that. So my paddles are all the time up. I have a little container over here, a mesh, and this is just electronics accessories. There's too many charging cords for that stuff. So I have that, and I have sunglasses in here so I don't lose them in the larger mess of things. Now, the attic space. Space is at a premium in a Honda Element. Love them dearly, but space is at a premium. So I saw that someone else purchased one of these roof hammock type things. Fantastic. Anywhere you can find them on all sorts of places online to pull them out and find them. This one has a zipper in the middle, so I can put some smaller pieces in here, and I'll tell you, it's Reflectix, and I can put the larger pieces on top. Now I'm going to tell you about storing them, then I'll tell you what I do with them. So when I store them, this is priceless. It is a piece of Velcro. I put it over the top when I'm done with all of them and I'm going to be traveling, and I close it. Otherwise, when I stop and go, they slide backwards or they slide forward. So you have to make sure that these are secured.
Lightweight items only.
Oh, yeah, definitely lightweight items. Like I put some hats up here or thrown a towel or whatnot, but very lightweight items. And I'm 5'4", and I don't really want to hang out and sit under here because I don't want them sitting on my head. So I'm totally fine sitting in the rest of the couch area, but here it's a little shorter. Also, in my Honda build over here, my cabinet build, I have this pulled up on top. So usually it hangs a little bit lower, but then it's just a little more cumbersome coming in and out. So I have that tucked up there just to give me some more headspace and room coming in. Now, these are made from, let me pull one down, this is the right one. This is Reflectix. You can buy this at just about any hardware store. It's used for insulation, and some people like to paint one side black and have the black side facing out. I don't really care. I don't need to worry about that. And what I do at night, if I'm sleeping in a rest stop and I want it to be in privacy mode, what I do is I will put these up so that people do not see in. So that's privacy for me. Some other people that do van life choose to do what's called stealth mode, and in stealth mode, they don't want people to know that they're sleeping in their vehicle. So it might be designed like a carpenter's vehicle, or you can't tell that there's Reflectix up. It looks like a different type of vehicle, or they might hang a curtain that you can't see in the back. But I don't care if people know that I'm sleeping in there. I just don't want them to be peeking in and looking at me. So I have Reflectix panels that go through the entire vehicle. How did I make these? Pretty darn easy. I got newspaper, stuck the newspaper on the inside of the window, and I took a pencil, crayon, and cut around the edges, or traced around the edges, and then I cut around the edges to make a template, and then I put these in. And I don't need any extra Velcro, I don't need glue, I don't need anything else. They really fit well enough that I could just push my fingers on the edges of them and they just sit in the windows. And that's true for all of the windows, the rear window, the side windows. My front window, I do it a little bit differently. It's such a longer piece, so I have it rolled up, and I use the, what are those things called on the front? That hang off the top, to help with the sun visors, exactly, yes. So I put the sun visors down, and they hold that in place. So that's the only one that's done a little bit different. I do not have a cover for my roof, because I figure if a person at a rest stop is trying to look at me through my roof, I'm just going to be in trouble anyway. So I'm not trying to block that one. So I got the idea for this bed from either, is it Amy Builds Things or Amy Builds Stuff? I forget what it is, but she built this great slat bed, and I did most everything she did, but modified a few things about it. And I'll show you how this works. There's a little pull here, and you pull this out. I think I just shortened my bed by ½ an inch by building this, but and I have a pull thing here, and I pull the other side out. Oh, I do. Here we go. There we go. And pardon my mattress, I didn't yet sew this new fabric that I got to go over the mattress, and I have it cut at an angle over here. You can see there's a little bit, I'll show you how to put this up. See how that's curved in at an angle? So I have this also mattress cut at an angle that it fits there. So this mattress has to stay on that side, and I bring the pillow from the back side and I put that over here. And this has not got the new fabric on it yet either, but you know, to all things. Swoosh! Like I said, I think I lost about ½ an inch when I put the doors on the cabinet. That's okay.
Custom cushion?
Yeah. Yes, custom cushions, about 4-inch foam, and I never regret it. 4-inch foam is fantastic. So these will be sewn, but I haven't done that part yet. One of the other cool things that I did with the mod for this bed, I want to show you over here. Over here, when I took the seats out, there was a lot of like stuff here and little holes and place to lose things. So I bought this car mat at like Goodwill or something, and there were some places to bolt and screw here from the old seatbelt holders and containers, and I put some wood behind this and put that screw through. So this is just here as a little mod so that I don't lose stuff. And I also added over here a little board so I don't lose stuff in this little hole of abyss over there to help me out. Now, this is the Taj Mahal. This is the wonderful part. Stella and I both sleep in here at night. Again, I'm 5'4", so I fit in here without a problem. I don't need to move the front seat. And what I do for her is I bring this down with the chain. I open up her little mat so things don't slide around. And I bring out her food dish and her water dish. And I'll fill her water dish over here. And I have this here for her. And we can both sleep here comfortably at night. I have a pillow, blankets. Sometimes she sleeps by my feet. Sometimes she sleeps up there. After I leave it open for a while, I will put this away so we have a little more room at night to sleep. But she does enjoy having this access and being able to use that from back here. So this is bed mode. And there's a lot of room back here. It does feel like it's about the size of a twin bed. It's a little bit shorter, but It's fine for me. I sleep here without any problem with the dog.
All right. Awesome.
Thanks.
So,
I'm so glad to give you this tour.
this is a wonderful tour.
Cool.
And now I have a few questions for you. What is your next idea / upgrade / plan?
Oh, the cushions. I want to make sure that I get these sewn. Someone suggested that I sew them in a loop and not worry about the edges so much, so I might never get that part done. Don't want to do zippers or anything, just sew a loop that I could just shove the cushions into. Right now this is an old shower curtain, this nice fabric shower curtain, and this is some fabric that I ordered from online that's waterproof stuff for outdoor chairs and furniture, but it works.
Cool. What has been the best addition to your gear?
To my gear. Oh, last year I went up to the North Shore of Minnesota camping, and I asked you, Tara, I said, I haven't gone camping in like 20 years. What are the new things that I could get now that would make it more delightful? And you had suggested a small fan that is USB or battery powered or something that could just help you on those disgusting warm days. So this has been a little thing, but it changes the environment and makes me a lot happier. Stella also likes it too.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Here's a thinker. What's your favorite camping spot that you've ever been camping at?
Along the Susquehanna River in a tent. That didn't take a lot of thinking.
What part of the Susquehanna?
Anywhere from Sayre to Tunkhannock. I think I did that run about 5 times. My first time when I was 15, my last time when I was 32, and it's just a great place to be camping.
And that would be a canoe camping trip.
Yeah, I went to Girl Scout camp when I was a kid, and we had an 80-mile canoe trip, and on the Susquehanna that happened annually. And then as a camp staff member, I did it, and then I came back in my 30s. I think I did it again as a camp staff member, and yeah.
We're almost done here. What upcoming plans do you have in the short term?
I'd like to take Stella and go on some camping trips to the different state parks in Minnesota. And I wanted to do it this summer, but it was ungodly hot. I thought that I moved to Minnesota, the cold north, but no, it gets to be like 85, 90 degrees for a couple weeks, and it was very hot, so we did not go camping. Stella likes the air conditioning. She's delighted that there's central air in the house. She's a little spoiled.
And I would also like to know, what are your long-term goals or plans?
For my Honda Element camping, I don't have much longer plans than next summer. But next summer, I would like to drive across like lower Minnesota, which I've never done before. Maybe go over to the Badlands, which I haven't seen yet. Maybe see some other national parks. North and South Dakota, I haven't been to. So maybe Stella and I are going to do some traveling and see what parks we can go to with dog. And yeah, and that's, I'd like to do maybe next year. I'd love to go to a Honda Element meetup, but they're in like California, Seattle, Texas, Georgia, Virginia, nowhere near me. I'm in the Midwest. If you even get one in Chicago, anyone organizes a Honda Element meetup, I'll be there. But I'd love to go to one of those.
Are there any extra shout outs or credits that you'd like to throw out there?
To my grandpa, who has long passed. His birthday is coming up, I think, next week or the week after. Yeah, he taught me how to use tools, and wasn't afraid to have a girl learn that kind of stuff. And for a guy, you know, his age, he was born in 1917, he had no problems with teaching me how to use a lawnmower, use a circular saw, use, you know, hammer, screwdriver, and like a drill driver and stuff. So yep, to my grandpa, because I wouldn't be building stuff like that if he didn't give me the idea that I could do it and I was capable of it, and eventually give me some tools. That's about it.
Well, I want to thank you so much for sharing all of your awesomeness with me. I love what you've done with your element, and it is definitely serving you well.
Thanks, Tara. Keep being awesome. So this is my kitchen setup. This is my sink I mentioned before, and it looks like it's kind of low, like how do you wash dishes in it, but this is the room temperature water. So after dinner, cooking using my BioLite here. Today is an easy dinner. Yesterday it was more involved, Tara made it. Today it's easy, so I'm making it. But I'm just warming some water in my kettle. We're going to have, Tara's going to have creamy macaroni and cheese, my Mountain House, which I love. I'm going to have chili mac with beef, because these are the ones that I have left over, because I had 10 of them at one point. And this is what I got left, so this is what we're eating. And after dinner, in case we have other utensils or things we use, I like to have my dishwater ready, so I'll also warm some water and just pour some warm water in here. Because we have some utensils, some plates from lunch that we didn't wash yet. We want those washed up before nighttime. On my door, I rolled out my window, which means you have to not lose your keys, okay? And this is where I put my utensils and so forth. Once in a while a knife falls out, but just keep track of them. It's not too bad. So I keep them over this so that I have easy access to everything. And I like this spot because it's not very far from my cabinet build, that bottom shelf where I have all of my food, camping equipment, and so forth. It's all easily accessible from these doors. And I keep a little garbage bin over here, and my hand soap. I can wash my hands if I need to, sanitizer. So I kind of like this area here for my cooking and my Honda Element. Do I cook in the rain like this? Heck no. I just either won't eat or I'll get takeout somewhere. That's about it. I don't have a awning yet for this. I forgot to mention before, that is on the, I might like that sometime list, but I'm not buying it until I do more camping. You know, you have to have some limits. You can't just buy the toys and not use them. So I want to make sure I go camping a whole bunch more, and then I say, okay, I've earned the awning. I'm going to get an awning to have it come out over this area so that I have some area to cook and when it's raining or when it's really super sunny. So I guess that's about it. I think you saw just about everything in my Honda Element that's new or modified or I built or is kind of fun, or some of the hacks that I found. And I'd love it if you told me more hacks. If you watch this and you put some comments on for Tara, she'll let me know, or I'll come and look at them. And I always want to do more with it. I love this vehicle. I have so much fun. Keep being awesome.
Well, thanks for joining me on NappingWhileCamping. I hope you really enjoyed this build, and maybe it inspired you to do things into your own vehicle, or you could just sleep in a tent like I do. Point is, get out and have fun. Get outside in nature.
Stella really likes that bed in here. She loves, even back at the house when I'm working on my Element, she goes in here and lays on the bed.
Nice.
Dem bones, dry bones, dem bones, dem bones.